And we are back! Browns franchise. And in the last episode, we ended up beating the Pittsburgh Steelers 24 to 21. If you missed that game was actually a very fun game to watch, so I'd recommend go watching that episode. But that puts our win total to now through 11 games. Well, 10 technically. We're 9-1. We are doing amazing. If we take a look at the standings, we are currently tied for first in the whole entire NFL with the Cowboys. And then Chiefs right there in second place at 8-2. So we are doing amazing. But once again, I said it in past episodes, it is way too early to be looking at, our standing. Because we're not even able to access the playoff picture yet. So none of that really means anything until I see week 18 and we're clinched. Obviously, if you missed it as well, Myles Garrett ended up getting 3 sacks, 5 tackles. That was enough to win him Defensive Player of the Week. That Michael Carter signing is actually wrong. We ended up looking at a running back signing. And we ended up picking Michael Carter at first, but we then went a different direction. And he's not here, actually. So that makes me think maybe the transaction didn't go through. Either that or he's just not showing up. But we signed James Robinson. And there. He is going to take over. He's probably going to just slide into the running back 2 spot, I'd imagine. Jerome Ford will be running back number 3. But since he was a free agent, I figured, well, we're kind of not doing well on the running back. I mean, we could use a 4th. So I figured, let's give him a contract. There's no, hurt in doing that. But also, I did some scouting off camera. Just looked at a few positions of need, and I ended up looking at D tackles and all the linebackers, all the safeties, and receiver. As you can see, there are 22 people I have available who I favorited. I tried to target first through second, all the way up to the 3rd through 4th. Because those, in my opinion, are kind of the rounds that are going to be impact players that we have a chance of signing. Because, well, we don't have a 1st. So, we are unable to, do anything with that. So I figured what better, time. Because, as you know, we're the Browns. Why don't you go over? There we go. We don't have a 1st. We don't have any cap space. We're in the negative after this season. Because for the next 3 seasons, not including this one, the 3 after this one, Deshaun Watson is set to make $64 million a year. So we're more than likely going to have to do some cap space maneuvering, which is going to involve cutting some players and all of that. Which is unfortunate because, this is why I took on the challenge of rebuilding the Cleveland Browns. This is a great team for 1 year. If you're just looking to do a franchise for 1 year, this would honestly be like a very fun team to do. But the thing is, I'm not. I'm looking to do it years into the future. Probably 5 years of just what we're doing now, where we just watch games. And then after that, we transition into full season sims once, the next Madden is coming around. And this is why it's a challenge. This team is amazing now. And that's the whole reason why I picked them, is because they're amazing now. The whole point of doing a series like this is to have to rebuild a team to make them competing, as you know, with the Falcons we ended up doing that. And then with the Bears, we ended up eventually doing that. We really struggled to begin, but then towards the end of the series, we were making Super Bowl after Super Bowl. Meanwhile, in the Falcons, we were making Super Bowls immediately, and then towards the end, we were really struggling to, make the playoffs, let alone anything else. We never had a series, and that's why I picked this team, that we're competing now, and then we're gonna not be competing, and then we're gonna be able to be competing again. That's the whole reason I picked the Browns, because the Browns are gonna be a one-year wonder team, right? Because this is the only year they're gonna be able to afford a lot of the players they have now. Due to that Deshaun Watson restructured contract, $64 million a year, he's only making $17 million this year. That's going to be short of the first down. Great job, Greg Newsome. So, this is a great chance. We have our chance to get that kind of, Super Bowl chip off of our shoulder after 1 year. But then after that, it's kind of going to be a challenge, because I'd argue we're going to be able to compete years into the future with this team. Like next year, I don't see us not competing. It's just, I feel like our window after this year is just slowly going to close and close and close until eventually Deshaun Watson needs a new contract, and that's kind of where it'll be, what do we do with Deshaun Watson? Do we sign him? Do we let him go? And that's kind of where this series will really start to kick off, in my opinion, is once this Deshaun Watson contract is up, because we're stuck with Watson right now. Right? In the past years as well, we had Matt Ryan, which he was solid, but he was old, so, we didn't have a quarterback set in stone. And then we had, in the Bears series, Justin Fields. And if you watched that, you would know I got rid of Fields after 2 years, so 3 years total with the Bears, because he had a lackluster seasons. He just wasn't worth keeping around. And that's kind of the thing. I went with, one where I knew I was going to have to get a quarterback, and one where I knew we had a question mark at quarterback. Now, we kind of have a quarterback, but that's the bad thing, because we're stuck with this guy if he doesn't pan out. He has a massive contract that essentially no one's going to want to trade for, and we're going to have to bite a big bullet if, he doesn't pan out, if we want to get rid of him. So we're kind of stuck with him, which is why I picked the Browns, because of the cap situation. Yes, they're good now, but down the road, it's going to be tough to rebuild. Not because of, the talent, it's because of the cap. The Bengals end up winning. 3rd and 11. Hit as he throws. Incomplete. That drive looked like it had potential, but it's going to end up... There's no shot. We're attempting a 64-yard... They're not even expecting a field goal. They're expecting a fake. 64 yards for Dustin Hopkins. He made it! Wow! Okay! Never mind. I am sorry. That kick was amazing. Never really looked like it was going to miss. And he honestly has an extra yard in him. So if you ever want to attempt a 65-yarder, which I don't plan on, if you can hear me, Madden, we're ever in a 65-yard field goal position, punt it. Unless if, legit, we have to, there's 1 second left in the half or in the game type deal, then I don't mind. But not for funsies. So yeah, that's kind of why I picked the Browns, in case you wanted a full in-depth analysis. They're great now, but they're going to suck years down the road. And I'm kind of really looking forward to doing that. Having a team who's great now, who's then going to suck, and then going to be great again. Or, that's the plan. Shelby Harris is injured. Are you kidding me? Our D tackles are already, like, struggling. Let alone now adding an injury. Getting decked is Javonte Williams. You know who? Myles Garrett. Wilson on third down, just gonna check it down. That's Greg Dolkick, or Dolchik. Dolkick. You understand what I'm trying to say, hopefully. Chiefs Raiders playing each other. That should be fun. Chiefs obviously knows like right there with us in the AFC, and then the Raiders being for a playoff spot. That's the second time they failed to pin a punt. Raiders and Chargers, let's go LA. Or excuse me, Ravens. Bears Vikings. I'm rooting for the Bears. I'm pretty sure we have like the Vikings 5th or 6th round pick. Packers beat Lions 31-23. Nick Chubb's going to get the first down up to the 33. Averaging over 4 yards a carry through 6 carries. Cowboys beat Commanders 38-10. Cowboys obviously doing amazing. Going to be another handoff to Nick Chubb. He's going to get stuffed by Pat Surtain. And it looks like we're going to call one more play before the end of the quarter, which I actually do like. Seattle defeats San Fran 24-21. If I had to guess, we're playing like a 4 o'clock game. It's a bad throw. That's going to be incomplete. So now we're forced to call another play. 3rd and 10. You can hear how loud the crowd is. Over the middle. Amari Cooper down to the 45. That's a first down. Jets lead 27-21 over the Vikings here at the first quarter. Stats shows are curious. I'm actually gonna lower this the stadium and crowd volume and stuff because I'm pretty sure it might be tough to hear me over it, honestly. Oh, uh-oh. Did we glitch the game? Gonna be no gain. Oh, no, there we go. We just have to watch one extra play. It should be options, settings. Is audio, volume control. Master volume, stadium speakers. We're gonna lower them just a tad bit. The key thing is I don't want to like ruin the immersiveness of like feeling like a commentator in the stadium. You guys feeling like a fan, you know, as well. David Njoku down to about the 24-yard line. That's pretty good, I'd say. That volume. So I want to like still hear it. Falcons defeat Saints 31-24. But I don't want it to be like overpowering me. If that makes sense. Nick Chubb's going to get a nice gain. It's going to be a first down. 1st and 10 from the 12. We're knocking at the doorstep again. We already know Bengals defeated Steelers. Nick Chubb catches it up to the 6. Falls forward. Gain of 6. Nick Chubb takes it outside. He's going to fall forward up to around the 5-ish. Buccaneers defeat Colts 35-3. That game was not even close. Doesn't even show Anthony Richardson or Gardner Minshew. And Amari Cooper's going to get the touchdown, and we're going to take a double-digit lead. Monte Williams is going to go nowhere. Jaguars defeat Texans. We already talked about that. That's two teams I think are competing for their division and might be in the playoffs. Russ has plenty of time. Going to complete a to-goal kick for a gain of 8. The Patriots defeat the Giants. Patriots are probably going to need to like win out if they want a chance at the playoffs. They're 4-7. Granted, they're not eliminated, but it's going to be a long shot. Batted down. Rodney McLeod with the bat down. Titans defeat Panthers 28-21. So Titans also competing for that division with the Jaguars, as we mentioned. That's a solid kick. They finally get one down, but returned up to the 26 is DPJ, Donovan Peoples-Jones. So far, Amari Cooper's 2 for 28 and a tutty. With under 4.5 left to go in the half. Watson on first down, just going to check it down in a Njoku, which is going to turn into a gain of 8. Looks like the free incompletions were all intended for Amari Cooper as well. As we saw 5 targets and only 2 catches. Nick Chubb is going to be short of the first down. Cardinals leading the Rams 7-0. The Cardinals still looking to get their first win on the season. And they're leading this game, so will this be win number 1? Nick Chubb's going to get up to the 46 for a first down. Eagles lead 6-0 over the Bills. Bills also, as we know, competing for the playoffs. Going to go outside to Nick Chubb. He's only going to get right around the line of scrimmage. As we saw, just got his X Factor, and he gets enough to keep it, but not by a lot. The Raiders leading 14-7 over the Chiefs, and that was nearly intercepted. As you know, Amari Cooper was open there. Just needed to put the ball with a bit more air. Watson's going to pick up the first down up to the 40. And that's probably going to take us to the 2-minute warning. The Ravens and the Chargers playing each other later today. We already talked about that. Two minutes left in this half of football. Watson's going to look to throw. He's going to scramble. He's going to take off. He's going to get a gain of about 9. Josie Jewell on the tackle. Deshaun Watson using his legs to perfection so far. My big concern is he is probably getting a bit too confident. He needs to remember, he does not hold on to the ball very often. Or more than I'd like him to, I should say. So don't fumble. As David Njoku got a big play there. Under a minute left to go now. Looks like the Browns pretty confident. They're just going to try and shoot a clock. As down goes Watson. Frank Clark and Randy Gregory look like they combined for the sack there. As the Browns are going to take their first time out. 48 seconds left to go. Watson's going to look to throw, obviously. It's going to be dropped by Donovan Peoples-Jones. He looked like he was bracing for the hit that he was unable to hold on to the football. Seattle won, 24-21. I feel like we maybe didn't even talk about that. That was a good game. Watson, he's going to go down again. Broncos are going to take a timeout with 41 seconds left. And this is going to be a 45-yard field goal attempt for Corey Bojorquez. Or excuse me, Dustin Hopkins. And it's good. Extending the lead to 13 now. As Dustin Hopkins is 2 for 2. Hitting from both 45 and 64 yards. Electing to return is going to be the Broncos returner. Going to get up to around the 23-yard line. Here we see Russ trotting out there. Going to be caught by Cortland Sutton up to 37. Broncos take their second timeout with 30 seconds remaining. And it's going to be dropped. That looked like Jerry Jeudy with a drop there. He had a lot of room to run too. Who's gonna, I think, be around like midfield. That really does suck. Russ is gonna scramble with it. He's gonna slide at midfield, and they're gonna have to take their final timeout. With 21 seconds left, they have no way to stop the clock now. So they gotta use the sidelines to their advantage. Hit as he throws. It's gonna be incomplete. They're just gonna attempt a 67-yarder. This would be an NFL record, and it's going to be short, and this gives the Browns a chance. Don't know why they did that, but that now gives us a chance to score. 13 seconds, 2 timeouts. Checked down to the 37, timeout. Browns, their second and a half with 9 seconds left, would be 54 yards from here. And Elijah Moore is going to catch it up to the 32. And that's going to make it a 49-yard attempt for Dustin Hopkins to give it a 16-point lead going into half. It's... I don't know, but there's a penalty. The field goal was good. And of course the Browns are going to decline it. Why risk it? With 2 seconds left. Dustin Hopkins now doing amazing as he's hit from 45, 49, and 64 this half. Here's the first half stats for those of you who are curious, as the Browns not only leading but showing, you know, very good signs that they're just gonna cruise their way to victory. But there's still another 16 minutes to go. First, we had the Cincinnati, where the Steelers fell just short, 30-27. Kenny Pickett with a touchdown. Najee Harris over 100 yards and a touchdown. George Pickens with a touchdown. Pickett with also an interception. Sorry, Bengals, didn't have time to get to you. Cowboys and Commanders, 38-10. Cowboys had 3 touchdowns, one of them going to CeeDee Lamb. Sam Howell, 2 wins. And Brian Robinson over 100 yards and a tutty. Finally, we head to Arizona, where the Rams lead 17-10. Matthew Stafford with a touchdown. Clayton Tune with an interception. James Conner with a touchdown. Here are the big plays of the first half. We showed a Deshaun Watson big scramble. And, of course, we got to have the Amari Cooper touchdown pass. A play I'm surprised they didn't show was that 64-yard field goal. It's not every day you see a 60-plus yarder. Especially when it's so close to the record. The record used to be 64 before being broken just 2 years ago or so by Justin Tucker. Donovan Peoples-Jones with a gain of 9 up to the 34. That was a tight window. Way to squeeze it in there, Watson. Okay, I had to make sure it was recording. I was worried it wasn't. It's going to be up to the 37. Amari Cooper with the first down. Amari Cooper is a prime candidate, unfortunately, to be released as well. Watson. Looking, it's incomplete, intended for Cooper. Nothing Cooper did wrong. Alright, let's just get that out of the way. He's just capped, man. Like, we can't release Deshaun Watson. That would just be so unrealistic. Amari Cooper to the 45, and these are plays that make me really not want to release him and find some other way. But obviously, there's Amari Cooper, Deshaun Watson, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward are like the 4 big guys. Going to be up to 24 Donovan Peoples-Jones. Those guys are taking up so much cap space. I want to say there's like... They have a top 5 salary at their respective position. Going to be nice little gain of 7 by David Njoku. Incomplete. Chiefs lead 21-14 now over the Raiders. Have scored 14 unanswered. 3rd and 3. Nick Chubb breaks a tackle and he is going to keep fighting down to the 5. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line now. Going to go right to Nick Chubb. He's going to fight. Going to get to the 1-yard line. Bring up 2nd and goal now. They're going to say it's a half yard. Only needing a half a yard, you probably go right back to him. That's what they're going to do, and he's going to get in. Great job there by Randy Gregory, but was unable to make the tackle. As Nick Chubb scores, and we're going to take a 22-point lead. That is now a 3-score lead. Extra point good, and we now lead by 23. 23-0. 4.5 left to go in quarter number 3. Not to return it. And if the Broncos are going to want a chance, they're going to probably need to score this drive. Obviously, they're going to need 3 touchdowns as well and 2 two-point conversions. As you know, if they only get 3 touchdowns and 3 extra points, that would only bring them up to 21. Wilson looking over the middle. That's Greg Dolkick. He's going to go all the way down to the 44, and the Broncos are showing no sign of giving up just yet. And that was they're going to say 26 yards. Russ looking, has time. He finds his man. Going to be a gain of 7. That is Cortland Sutton. Going to be a handoff to Javonte Williams, and he has running best actually Leonard Fournette. Don't know how big of a gain that was. I would have to take a guess, probably say like 13. Obviously, Leonard Fournette has 14 yards, so I'm going to guess he got 1 at some point. Pressure. The Darius Smith is going to take him down all the way back to the 39. Loss of 12 on the play. Second and 22. It looks like Russell Wilson got injured or benched. Jarrett Stidham's in the game. Gain of 7. That was to Leonard Fournette. We gotta hope Russell Wilson's okay, because the Broncos are competing for a playoff spot, and well, this is just not good. And he's going to be sacked. Darius Smith and Maurice Hurst combining for the sack. And they're going to attempt a 59-yard field goal attempt. They've missed from 67 already. But that kick, on the other hand, is also going to be no good. Looked like that was wide to the right. We're going to get a second angle of it. And it was. Had the power, just not the accuracy. And we're going to get the ball at the 49-yard line. Watson on first down. Quick throw is going to be caught. That is David Njoku all the way across midfield to the 38, I think that says. Going to be a handoff to Nick Chubb now. Going to try and bounce it outside. He's going to lose 3 yards. That is also going to result... My headset fell. Going to result in his X Factor being lost as well. Jeez, my mic's sucky at the moment. As Deshaun Watson's going to break a tackle, pick up the first down. He's going to take it 41 yards to the house. And it is a blowout here in Denver, Colorado. As you can see, just had a clear gap, made one man miss. Didn't even make a miss, just a missed tackle attempt. The extra point is good, and the Browns lead 30-0. Electing not to return. Only 12 seconds left in the quarter. And it looks like Jared Stidham is still out there. Not that I would say it matters. Well, for this game, that's going to be just short of a first down. I'll take us to the end of quarter number 3. Because even if Russell Wilson is healthy, you're down 30. Here's the third quarter stats, those who are curious. You're down 4 scores in the fourth quarter. Just keep him out of the game. You have no reason to like put him out there. Just for his own sake. All right, you're still fighting for a playoff spot. Incomplete. It was been a tough throw, but it's incomplete. 3rd and inches now. It's going to, I'd imagine, a handoff right up the gut. No. And that's going to be incomplete. Now 4th and inches. Chiefs leading 28-21. The offense is going to stay out there for inches. I'm shocked they're not trying to just run the football and get the first. It's going to be a throw. And he misses them. And we're going to take over on downs. Because I don't even know what's going on between whoever that was and Anthony Walker. Going to be a handoff to Nick Chubb. He's going to get a yard. As he's closing in, I believe that said 87 yards, so he's closing in on 100 yards today. Going to be a handoff to him again. That's going to go absolutely nowhere. Oh, yes, 67. Yeah, he's not getting 100. 3rd and 9. Just going to go right back to Nick Chubb. He's going to get a solid gain up to the 29. 4 from 4 from the 29. 46-yard field goal attempt. Dustin Hopkins is good, and he's 4 for 4 on the day. Connecting from 45, 46, 49, and 64, I believe. I could be wrong about one of those. But I know he hasn't missed, as we lead 33-0, which is, in case you were curious, 5 scores now. Stidham on first down. Pressure, just going to dump it off to Leonard Fournette. Going to be a nice little gain of 3. We're 25th in takeaways. Granted, we haven't gotten one today, but we've also allowed 0 points. So, and if we are to get a takeaway, it's probably to be on a drive like this where, you know, they're trying to score points. Because it's one thing to lose. It's another thing to get shut out. And it's a completely another thing to get shut out at home. Down he goes. Myles Garrett getting the sack there. And they're going to put the punting unit out there. Looks like they're not even going to try. And they are actually going to punt it. So, fair enough. Looks like they're just going to throw in the towel up to the 29. And with 5 minutes left to go, the Browns are probably just going to try and chew out the remainder of this clock and get, you know, get it over with. That's going to be, they're going to say a loss of 1. Second and 11 now. Gonna go to Deshaun Watson. He has the outside. He's gonna break a tackle. Get up to the 45-yard line. And Deshaun Watson eclipses 100 yards rushing. So you know he's having a great game. Gonna go to Nick Chubb now, who has had a solid game. He's definitely struggled compared to his normal self. But hey, 70 yards. 2nd and 11 now. Another loss of 1. They're going to dial Nick Chubb's number again. He's going to get a gain of 3. 3rd and 8 now. I have to call at least one more play before the 2-minute warning. Watson's going to throw a screen pass, and it's going to be incomplete. Fourth and 8, the punting unit's out there, and Corey Bajorquez is going to fail to pin it. Going to go to the 20. Going deep. It's going to be incomplete. As intended for Marvin Mims, the rookie. I want to say it was a second round pick, maybe third. Pressure, he's going to get hit, and it's going to be broken up as well. J-OK, and the Cardinals have a tie game with the Rams. Come on, Cardinals. No one wants to go 0-17, and man, you are getting dangerously close to doing so. Over the middle on third down, incomplete. Batted down, Martin Emerson and 26. That's that Grant outfit on the coverage together. Fourth down, they're gonna punt it, forcing yet another punt. Going to be returned up to about the 36 by Donovan Peoples-Jones. Raiders Chiefs tied at 35 all. That's an amazing game right there. It's going to be a handoff to Nick Chubb, who's going to lose another yard. They're just, well, they're expecting run, of course. We're not trying to add insult to injury and like go try and get more passes. We're just trying to run the ball and get out of this game. As Nick Chubb's going to find a hole and finally get a big gain. Going to be a gain of about 12, 13 yards. It's enough for a first down as well. And that might not be the end of Nick Chubb. He might, and it's going to be an uphill battle, but he could potentially get 100 yards rushing. He has probably one more attempt, and he's going to need 14 yards to do so. And here it is, the handoff, and Nick Chubb, he's going to get it, 104 on the day. And the Cardinals do it. They beat the Rams 24-17, and they're going to get their first win of the season. Let's go, Arizona. Breakdown of our game. There's nothing to say besides perfect. We played amazing on offense, on defense, on special teams. We played amazing. And because of that, we're going to clinch a double-digit win season. And we're only 12 weeks in. We have one loss. We're, neck and neck with the Cowboys, maybe the Chiefs. We'll see how the Raiders were able to fare against them. As week 13, we're actually going to, unfortunately, skip it. In case you were curious. But we are actually going to look at the playoff picture. We currently have the 1 seed. Kansas City has the 2 seed. Jacksonville has the 3 seed. Dolphins have the 4. Texans 5. Bengals 6. Bills 7 in the NFC. Cowboys obviously have the 1. Seahawks at 2. Rams at 7. Panthers at 3. Falcons at 6. And then Commanders, Vikings at the 4 and the 5. If you're unfamiliar how the playoffs works, there's 14 teams, 7 on each side. We're just going to advance week while we talk about it. The best teams, so whoever gets the 1 seed, so currently will be us and the Cowboys, we end up winning. And we're actually a win and a Bengals loss away from clinching the division. But basically what this is the 1 seeds get a bye. So us and the Cowboys currently, as you can see, the 2 and the 7 seeds will play each other. the highest and the lowest seed. Then the 3 and 6, 4 and 5. The winners move on. The losers don't. It's one and done. The higher the seed, well, technically lower. So, like, technically, if the season ended today, the Browns, no matter what, would host every playoff game they played. Except the Super Bowl. Because, we don't know about that. The Chiefs would host every playoff game they play as long as they are not playing the Browns. And basically what it is, so if the Jets pulled off the upset against the Chiefs, we'd play the Jets. The highest seed plays the lowest seed in every round. So if the Jets win, the Browns, that's us, would play the Jets. If the Jets lose and the Bills win, we'd play the Bills. And if the Bills also lost, as well as the Jets, we'd play the winner of the 4 and the 5 seed between the Dolphins and the Broncos. And then that keeps going. And until we get to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is the best team from each side play each other. And if you get the ones, you just have to skip the first round. There's 4 playoff rounds, 3 of them if you're the 1 seeds. So yeah, we're gonna upgrade our players. We have a few of them. And that's pretty much it. We'll take a quick look at the standings as well, in case you're curious, as the Cowboys have not only clinched, they have clinched a playoff spot. The Cowboys have already. The Chiefs managed to beat the Raiders and whoever they played last week. Jaguars also keeping up, kind of, as they are the 3 seed. We're not really going to look at the NFC because that doesn't mean anything to us. We're not going to play any NFC teams in the playoffs unless if we make the Super Bowl, which we have a 1 in 7 chance of doing so. At the moment, it'll technically change to 1 in 4 if we just hold on to the 1 seed. But as you can see, we would be the 1 seed currently. Chiefs would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. So a win would more than likely clinch us a playoff spot. We have the tiebreaker over the Broncos, but there are a few teams we don't. Like, we don't have the tiebreaker over the Bengals. We have the tiebreaker over the Titans. I don't know what it is with the Texans. Don't know what it is with the Jets or the Bills because we haven't played them. But we've beat the Broncos, we beat the Titans, and we lost to the Bengals. So, Bengals technically have the tiebreaker over us due to head-to-head. So, if we win, we're more than likely in. Or if we win and we need a few things to happen then potentially. We would need the Jets, Bills, Texans, Bengals to lose, probably. I think, what? 2 of them? Yeah, we need 2 of those 4 teams to lose in order to clinch. So, there we go. That's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did. In the next episode, you already know we're going to watch this game against the Jaguars. This should be fun. I mean, 9-3 versus 11-1. This is the 1 and the 3 seed playing each other. No matter what, we'll at least be the 2 seed after this week, depending on, I don't know, the tiebreaker for the Chiefs and stuff. But the Jaguars won't have it since we'll still be a game ahead of them. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I did. See you guys next time. Bye. Hope you enjoyed. The next time you'll see me will probably be with Browns franchise.